The foundation for great makeup, of course, starts with good skincare. Professional makeup artist Penny Sadler is here to talk more about keeping your skin looking fresh instead of dried out from the summer sun. Penny, thanks for being here. And I'm sure, and you saw in Roni's piece, I think a lot of mistakes that I'm probably guilty of as well is during the summer, your makeup starts sweating, you want to keep applying the powder over and over, and then it just becomes this sort of vicious cycle of kind of caking on your makeup. What would you tell women about that?
I would honestly, I would reiterate one of the things that Starley said, which is to blot instead of applying more powder, because you just end up with more powder and more sweat, and it's all mixed together. And you can even get papers now that have no powder on them, and they just absorb the perspiration and the excess oil. And another tip that a lot of people don't know is that your eyeliner, your eyeshadow, even any foundation that you want to wear can actually be applied with a damp sponge, and this makes it kind of sweat-proof, and it'll stay longer.
And I'm sure you've worked with a lot of clients over the summer. Is there anything else that you've kind of tricks that you do to make sure that their makeup lasts?
I follow them around with blotting papers.
So they're lucky you're on hand.
No, I do actually use different primers to help keep the oil down. Sometimes a toning lotion, or sometimes a primer under the foundation that just helps keep the shine down.
So aside from the makeup, a lot of us, I try to not stay out in the sun too much, obviously fair skin, but a lot of people who've just really been soaking up the rays, what are some things they can do now to kind of correct the damage they've done all summer long?
Right. A lot of people don't realize that if you have a tan, you've actually damaged your skin a little bit. And some people will get what we call hyperpigmentation, brown spots. Some people call them age spots. And there are some new things on the market that have new ingredients and ways of fighting that. And they also help lighten the spot, and they help inhibit the production of more melanin, which is what causes the discoloration. So some of these things you can do, like this Pro X discoloration fighting concentrate from Olay, you can just dab it directly onto the spot, and then you can put your moisturizer or whatever other treatment you want to put over it. And you would use this twice a day, and in time, 2 to 3 weeks, you'll start to see that spot will gradually lighten. So this is something that you can spot treat with. You don't have to put it all over your face. Another way that you can do that is with like a system. If you want more of a full-on skincare system, Kind Race has this program where you start with your exfoliator, so you're starting to slough off some of the surface layers of discoloration. Then you have your moisturizer with your SPF 50, and protecting your skin from the sun to begin with, of course, is the best way to go. So you want to always wear an SPF. And then your nighttime moisturizer. And all of those products contain ingredients to help prevent more pigmentation appearing in the skin and lightening what's already there. And I want to really stress moisturizer, because in my business, I find a lot of people think that their skin is too oily, and they put a lot of product on it to dry it out, or they don't put anything on it at all. And so the surface becomes very dry and kind of fragile, and that's how you get wrinkles. You need to keep the skin moist and plump in order to not have fine lines and wrinkles. And sun damage is one of the key ways that we break down the skin and cause wrinkling and sagging skin.
How important do you think a primer is, just to sum that up for people? Is that something that everybody should consider?
Well, as far as correcting skin problems, discoloration or dryness, it may help temporarily with dryness. It's probably not going to long-term correct, but temporarily it will correct. I brought a couple of different ones from Smashbox. They come in different colors, and what they do is they sort of give this like a blurring sort of effect where it instantly evens out the overall appearance of the skin, But again, it's temporary. But if you want something instant while you're waiting for your Pro-X serum or whatever to kick in, then you can do something like that.
Great. Well, we are out of time, but if people want more information, they can go to your website, pennysadler.com.
Thanks.
Right. Thank you so much for being here. Well, stick around because up